Hey, darling, how is he? You want me to stay with him?
No, sweetheart. He fell asleep as soon as his head hit the pillow. Turner's fine. Wish I could say the same for my memory.
Oh, just give yourself a moment to relax, Liza. Try to recreate the scene in your mind. Now, how soon after you entered the riverboat did you see this man talking to Mrs. Orbach?
When I just got there. I mean, yeah, it was just when I arrived. I mean, I walked in the door and the room was crowded. I was looking for Rusty and Granddad. And that's when I overheard this woman introduce herself as Mrs. Orbach. I wondered if she could be related to my friend I told you about.
Now, honey, you said Mrs. Orbach was talking to a man. Now, obviously, she didn't know him or she wouldn't have been introducing herself.
I didn't look at him. I was concentrating on her.
Well, did you ever see this man before?
No, Tom, he was a stranger. I mean, that's why I just missed him.
Well, are there any distinguishing characteristics? Whether he was tall, short, fat, slim, anything like that at all?
I don't know, Tom. I wish I did.
Tom, come on, she's doing the best she can. I mean, it's not the kind of occasion where you're going to walk in and start noticing the characteristics of other people in the room.
No, that's right. Honey, if you don't remember, you just don't remember.
I'm sorry. I wish I did.
You do realize that we're not interested in minute characteristics at all. Anything would help. Young, old, balding. Did he have a mustache?
Tom, stop it.
I'm sorry, Travis. I just thought mentioning these things might spark her memory.
Well, obviously it's not. You're only upsetting her.
It's all right.
It's just that we haven't had any answers in such a long time. I thought that mentioning these things, we might be able to make some connections, get some leads. I'm sorry, Travis. I'll drop it.
No, Tom. Exactly what kind of connection do you mean?
It cost a little extra to have it gift wrapped. But I didn't mind. Mother. They did a nice job.
It's very pretty paper.
You used to save it. The paper and the ribbon. I love that. But when it was a present I gave you, but their presents, you should have thrown their presents away. Those men could have never given you anything decent. You should have known that.
I'm sure you're right.
Yes, of course I'm right. What do you want their lousy presents for anyway? I know what you like. I know what makes you look nice. You see, you told me that once. You said, I ought to take you shopping with me all the time. You have a real eye for color. So you remember that, don't you? Don't you remember that?
It's lovely. So it must be true.
I picked it out myself. I went into the store. The sales lady said, may I help you like they always do? I don't need any help. I said, I know what you like.
It is beautiful.
That's how you'll look all the time. Beautiful. I'll get you more. I can afford the best. I'll only get you the best, you know. I'll never get you anything cheap.
No.
Or ugly.
I know you wouldn't.
You think about that. One of these days you're going to wake up, you're going to look around, and you're going to see so many beautiful things around you, you won't know what to put on next. And they'll all be things that I got for you. What does that say to you?
That you were thinking of your mother.
All the time. I'm thinking of you all the time. Because I care. And if I prove it, if I prove that I love you, you'll love me too. You will, won't you?
I will love Billy.
I said you're a liar, Warren. You gonna tell me that's not you in this picture?
No, of course it is.
Well, then who's the guy with you? The all-American slumlord?
How am I supposed to know?
Because you're talking to him right here in black and white. Of course you know who he is.
Kristin, would you like a fast accounting of the number of people who come in through the doors of the club since it's open? Huh? What am I supposed to remember? Every single guy that I've talked to in 6 months?
You remember this one, Warren. Or you would never have lied about not seeing him before. Now, come on, I saw your face when you got a load of these pictures. You were not happy at all.
All right, I did a little business with a guy. I didn't like the way he handled things, so we split. Happens with a lot of guys. Things don't work out, you part company. That's all.
So you parted company, is that what you're telling me?
Well, it wasn't even as if we were that tight. Look, I thought about doing a little business with him, changed my mind. No big deal.
Well, then why don't you get your story straight? First you say you did a little business with him, then you say you were just thinking about doing some business with him. Now, which one was it?
Who cares? What does it concern you?
It concerns my husband, so yes, I would say it concerns me, too.
Oh, come on, Kristin. Brian never even met the guy. I barely met the guy. You're turning this into something it isn't.
Warren, the point is you were supposed to be totally legit now. You're not supposed to be hanging around with sleaze bags like this. All that marginally legal stuff was supposed to be in the past. That's what you told me. You practically swore it.
Whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're really running with this one, aren't you? Whew. Look, I'm still legit, Kristin. Nothing has changed. The fact that I threw this guy out on his ear, that ought to go to prove it, shouldn't it?
I could forgive you almost anything, Warren. But if you get Brian involved in something dirty, you're as good as dead to me, and I mean that.
You're making a lot of nasty assumptions, aren't you?
Well, I never wanted Brian working here in the first place, but you told me you were running a clean operation.
What proof do you have that it isn't? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look, before you start moaning and groaning about Brian getting mud all over his lily white hands, why don't you remember that I like your husband? I gave him a break when no one else seemed to want to. Look, I wouldn't get him involved in anything over his head. I wouldn't do that to him. I wouldn't do that to you. And I resent the fact that you think I would. You know that?
Well, I'm sorry. But you did just lie to me there. And how do you expect my trust if you're going to lie to me about stupid things?
Okay, you're right. It was stupid. Chris, you know I would never lie to you about anything that was important. This just isn't important.
What are you doing, Warren?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm just making sure no one else gets confused about these pictures.
Those pictures are my What, are you crazy?
No, I'm not crazy, Kristin, but I'll tell you something about the guy in these pictures. He's crazy, as in certifiable. So let's just, you and I, forget all about this, and we'll both be a lot better off.
You know, there still are the negatives.
Oh, so?
So, if I find out that you're still lying to me, you could just see your friend's face staring out at you from page 1 of the Herald any day now.
I really hope you don't mean what you just said, because I've tried to make it very clear that it wouldn't be in anybody's interest. Come in. Oh, honey, hi.
Hi. I'm sorry, am I interrupting something?
No, I was just leaving. I have to make up some prints for the paper.
Kristin, don't do anything stupid.
Hi, Rhonda Sue. Are you too busy, or can I ask you a question?
Oh, sure thing. What's on your mind?
You carry profiles on Henderson's influential citizens, don't you?
Well, sometimes, but a lot of that stuff is up in research where they keep stock footage and stuff like that. Anybody in particular you wanted to find out about?
Martin Turner?
What? I'll check the teeth. Let's see. Turner, no, it's not in here. You want me to call upstairs?
No, that's okay.
Yeah. Mr. Turner is a pretty famous person in this town. I'm sure we got the information around here somewhere. You know, I wouldn't mind taking a peek at his bio myself, to tell you the truth. I find him real fascinating. But then I always did like the Rhett Butler type.
Rhett Butler, huh? You really think Martin Turner's the frankly scarlet, I don't give a damn type?
Oh, no, sir. But But the way I see it, we never did find out the real end of that movie. See, I believe that Scarlett was sitting there crying her eyes out when right in the middle of her misery, she hears a sound. She lifts up her tear-stained face. She sees the door open, and Rhett busts in and grabs her, and he says, "I couldn't do it, Scarlett, honey. We belong together, and there's no use fighting it."
And you fade to black and roll the credits. That's it, Rhonda Sue. That's the ending we all want to see. Hi there. Hey, you just missed a great movie.
A movie?
Yeah, you missed Gone with the Wind, Rhonda Sue style.
And I think it's just about time for me to go into the lobby and get some popcorn. Excuse me.
Gone with the Wind. Popcorn? Did I also miss the coming attraction?
Just me. Frankly, Miss Wyatt, I'd like another one of those.
I love you.
Good, let's get married.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Do you realize that October the 14th is almost tomorrow?
Sure, I realize it. I picked that date very scientifically. The end of baseball season, plus football season hasn't heated up yet. It's a perfect time to plan a honeymoon.
Oh, well, how romantic, being sandwiched in between baseball and football. Do you realize that we'd hardly ever have time to plan anything?
Well, what's the plan? You get yourself a church, you get yourself a minister, a few friends. That's all you need.
But, honey, the church I wanted has been booked for months. I don't know what to do. Maybe I can twist a few arms or something.
Listen, I saw the perfect place when I was out jogging. A chapel in the woods, and it's not too far, Stephanie. You'll love it.
A chapel in the woods? Well, it can't be very big.
Well, it's not, but it's got this ivy growing all around it, and it's got these neat little crooked windows.
It sounds lovely. It also sounds deserted. Are you sure it's feasible to have a wedding there?
No, listen, I talked to the chaplain, and he said that they're open on special occasions, mostly weddings. Here, I took down his number. I've got it
But,
here
honey,
somewhere.
it can't possibly be big enough to accommodate all the people I have to invite.
Well, come on. It'll seat 15 or 20 people.
15 or 20? Darling, I have some business connections who would be personally affronted if they didn't get an invitation. I'm talking about several hundred.
Several hundred? To our wedding?
Well, maybe I can cut down the list a little. Darling, I am Stephanie Wyatt. I'm a public figure, and so are you.
I know that. I was hoping it wouldn't have to be so public. I'd like to think of our wedding as very personal and private, Stephanie, not a media event.
Well, honey, I would too. But we're going to have a wedding. We have to have guests. Otherwise, we might as well go off and elope.
Sounds good to me.
Shouldn't be giving you ideas. Whatever happened to Gone with the Wind and the grand scale? Frankly, my dear, I'm going to make you give a damn.
Hi. Come on in. I want you to sit down.
Is, something wrong?
Yeah, something's very wrong.
You had a fight with Kristin.
No, I'm not talking about Kristin. What's wrong is us. The fact that you're not with me anymore, that's what's wrong. And I don't have anybody to blame but myself.
That's not entirely true.
What do you mean?
I've been doing a lot of thinking back to before anything happened between you and Wendy. And I realized that I have done my share of building up distance between us.
Well, honey, not really.
I was so into myself and my schoolwork and my ambitions that I never really took an interest in what you were trying to do with the club.
Only probably because I made you feel left out as far as business was concerned.
No, don't you see? You invited me down here so many times, and I always found some excuse not to come.
You were wrapped up in school. You had your exams and intern papers and things.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like I could have planned my time better. Somehow, if we had spent more time together, maybe none of this ever would have happened.
I don't know what to say. I really had no idea you felt this way.
Why? I guess I just feel that if something goes wrong between two people, it's not usually the fault of only one of them.
Suzi, this feels so good to be talking like this. I mean, communication, that's it. I mean, that's what it's all about. If we could just be together again, I would never let any distance grow between us. We would decide on everything together. We'd talk all our problems out. I promise, Suzi, I'd be so careful.
Warren, we're talking about maybe rebuilding something we had that we lost. It takes a long time.
Suzi, I really can't live without you.
We can't rush any of this.
No, I know. I'm sorry. I want you to know something.
What?
Even if we don't get back together again, I want you to know you gave me something that I'd never had before. When your Aunt Jo died, I found out for the first time what it was to have family. What a family meant. And I had that with you before I fouled everything up. You gave me a home for the very first time, Suzi. And I have to thank you for that. For that, honey, I'm gonna love you for the rest of my life.
Trying to tell us.
Mrs. Orbach was murdered.
What?
They did an autopsy and found that her apparent heart attack was drug-induced.
Oh, no. Oh, my. You think Mrs. Orbach was killed because she had information about Joe, and whoever killed her might have been responsible for her disappearance. Is that it?
That, I didn't say that. I only thought that if we knew who Mrs. Orbach was talking to, we might find some answers. Whether it was connected to Joe or not, I can't say.
Well, you sound as if you think that Joe might still be alive.
Dad, I didn't say that.
No, but wait a minute. There might be a connection. I mean, at least we might be able to find out what really happened to Joe. Now I feel worse than ever. Why can't I remember anything about that man?
Maybe you can.
I have tried, Rusty.
What about hypnosis?
My goodness, what a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? You're absolutely right, Travis. Liza, he's right. In your subconscious mind, the image of the man is still retained.
And under hypnosis, she might remember, huh?
She might?
Uh-huh.
What do you say, Liza? Would you give it a try?
Where would you find one?
Well, I'm certain the police would know a qualified hypnotist.
Well, Barbara certainly knows. Why don't I call her?
It's a good idea.
Liza, does the idea frighten you?
Oh, no, not exactly. It's just, I'd hate to go through all that and still not be able to remember. Not everyone can be hypnotized, can they? Some people just aren't suggestible enough or something.
I doubt that would be the case, Liza. But if it were, at least we could say we tried.
Well, whoever the police send will know what they're doing, right?
It might work. Will you give it a try?
Well, of course I'll try.
Down. Oh, hi, Suzi. I didn't know you were still here.
Weren't you telling me your mama has a saying for almost everything?
Well, she sure did. Why?
What do you think she'd say about giving someone a second chance?
Is it much farther? Is it much more difficult? I realized clearly that something extraordinary was happening. I was holding him close in my arms, as if he were a little child. And yet it seemed to me that he was rushing headlong into an abyss from which I could do nothing to restrain him.
So I've decided that it's time for us to start again from the beginning.